NetCredit is here to say yes, because you're more than a credit score. Apply in minutes and get a decision as soon as the same day. Loans offered by NetCredit or lending partner banks and serviced by NetCredit. Application subject to review and approval. Learn more at netcredit.com/partners. NetCredit. Credit to the people.
Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes, so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews, all on the app. Download today.
If one day a week, one meal a week, you are like, I freaking love a burrito. Not just choosing the thing, not just identifying what you like and eating it, but like, where is the best version of that in your town? Where is the best coffee in your town? Where is the best slice of chocolate cake in your town? This all is about intention. So it's not just like, oh, I'm going to go out and have this thing and eat it and it's done. It's like, no, let's do a little research. Let's add a little anticipation into the mix. Let's look forward to it. Let's make it a vibe. Let's make it a moment. Let's plan it out in our mind so that it's way more exciting than if we just give ourselves whatever we want whenever we want it. Hey guys, it's Rach. Welcome to the show. I'm so glad that you're here with us today. And I have a favor, which sounds kind of harsh if we just met, but I'm assuming that most of you have been a part of this community for a hot minute. And so I gotta ask, are you subscribed to the podcast? Subscribing to the podcast you listen to regularly is one of the best things that you can do for hosts like me. It helps to support the show and the staff that works on it. It ensures that you never miss an episode when we drop a new one. And here's the cool thing about subscribing. If you do it and then you hate this show, just unsubscribe. It's one click away. In the meantime, if you're listening, we would so appreciate it if you would just tap that button and make it official. Hey guys, it's Rach. Welcome to another episode of the show and welcome to Friday. If you're listening to this in real time, you are catching one of our new Friday episodes, which are meant to be lighter, brighter, and just something fun to launch you into the weekend. Today, we're going to keep it light and a bit cozy. This episode was inspired by a note from my doctor. So I told you guys last week that I had gotten blood work done and I was talking to my doctor about hormones and perimenopause and blah, blah, blah. We've talked about it 1 bajillion times. If you want to hear that, you can go back to last Friday's episode, which I promise is way funner than it sounds right about now. But in her write-up of our conversation, she was talking about things that help with overall mood support and help you feel really good. And one of the things that she wrote down was so obvious, I felt sort of ridiculous for how hard it hit me over the head. And that was this line: ensure you are practicing self-care 2 to 3 times a week minimum. Like, we know that. How many times on the show have I said to you guys that self-care is not something we do once a week? It's a way that we live our life. It's about taking care of yourself all the time. But there was something about seeing it in print and maybe seeing it from the authority figure of a doctor who I am talking to about having hormone imbalance and mood swings that reminded me how important it is to be very intentional about that. Not just set your life up in a way that makes it feel as good as it can, but be really intentional about moments where you are knowingly doing something for nobody else but you. So today's episode is all about little luxuries. These are things I absolutely love that are either free or cost less than $20. because I didn't want to be like, oh, go get a spa day. Yeah, that would be amazing. But we don't always have the time or the money to lean into that. But there are things we can do inside of each and every day that make us feel great. And that's what I'm going to share today. Some of my favorites that you can steal the list, steal any of these ideas, or maybe me sharing them with you will just spark something in you so that you start to build out your own list of little luxuries. These are things like chocolate bars, rituals I have around tea, hand soap. Like I'm walking you through tiny little things that bring me joy and hopefully will inspire you to create a little magic inside of each and every day. I think it's really important to romanticize our lives even just a little bit, because most of our lives are not romantic. They're real, they're authentic, they're gritty sometimes, they're hard sometimes, they're covered in baby poop sometimes. So let's give ourselves the permission to feel good whenever we have the chance. And let's jump into the list. These are in no particular order, but the first thing I thought of, because I think most of us have this somewhere in our house, is twinkle lights or fairy lights. I thought of this because Ford, who was 12, was like, oh, I really want to put twinkle lights around my bed. When we moved to the new house, like, can I have twinkle lights around my bed? And I was like, yeah, get it. And the reason that was so easy to agree to is because we have those in our Christmas decorations. So all I have to do is go out to a box in the garage and grab a strand of lights, and suddenly anything becomes way more romantic. It becomes a vibe. It becomes more beautiful, whether that's your outdoor patio space, around your bed, if you want to be like Ford, if you set up a little, cool area around your bathtub. But I love the idea that we can take things we already have and use them to make our life feel way more beautiful. So, twinkle lights. Second thing I love, little luxury, less than $20, fancy hand soap in the guest bathroom. I mean, honestly, fancy hand soap in any bathroom, but I'm not about to put that in Noah and Ford's bathroom. They are so gross. But the front bathroom, like if you come into my house and you need to use the restroom, you better believe that the hand soap in there is like, it smells amazing. Because I love that. When you go to someone's house, you go to like a fancy restaurant or something and you wash your hands and they have both hand soap and hand lotion. And then your hands smell so good and you just associate good feelings with the place that you're at. I feel like a good hand soap, and it can be anything, guys. It just should be something that feels really good. Extra credit if you've got a pretty bottle that you can put it into. So you take it out of the bottle that it came in and put it in like a glass container or something. Oh, love it. Next little luxury, a mini bouquet. All right, you could get this at the grocery store. You could get this at Trader Joe's. If you have a farmer's market in your neighborhood, they usually have beautiful cut flowers. Also, spend absolutely no money and go cut something from your yard if you have one. Or I live in a neighborhood where there's lots of flowers, but typically, there are beautiful things all around us that we could bring inside. And it doesn't have to be flower. I cut herbs all the time. I have olive trees. So I think the leaves on an olive tree are really pretty. Get whatever you can find. There's something really good for our spirit when we surround ourselves with plants. And if you don't have plants in your house right now, just go outside, make a little bouquet and bring it on in. And if you can afford it, maybe you add a little bouquet to your grocery trips. Maybe every couple weeks you splurge and you get yourself a bouquet when you go do your grocery shopping. And every time you see that bouquet, it is a reminder that you want your life to be more beautiful and you're being more intentional about it. Next little luxury, this one is absolutely free. Tell your Alexa to play French Jazz Cafe playlist wherever you're sitting and watch the magic happen. It is so vibey. It makes me feel like am I Emily in Paris? Am I, who I'm living some alternate, like it's just such a vibe. If you don't like French jazz music, well, goodness. Choose something that feels really good to you, but music can set a vibe in your home, in your car, in your office in a way that nothing else can. In fact, I think 2 simple hacks to change the vibe of any space are always sound and smell. What is playing on your playlist and what does your space smell like? I have done way too many podcast episodes and way too many YouTube videos about how much I love things that smell good and how I make my whole house smell good. I've talked about it endlessly, but just know there are easy, inexpensive ways to make your house vibey through music and through smell. And all it takes is being intentional about it. Every single morning I wake up and I want my house to smell good. So every single morning, I'm going to light that palo. I'm going to walk through the space. I'm going to pray over my kids and my house every single day. I'm going to put oil in my diffusers. I'm going to create the vibe. At night, I'm going to light the candles in all the different rooms that smell really nice. It's like a whole thing. Just as a side note, I'm going to do my little hippie thing with you guys for a minute. If you study the energy systems in our body, if you ever have studied chakras, your first chakra is your root chakra. So the energy system that happens around the base of your spine. And root chakra and that energy represents survival, grounding, safety, security. In the context of being able to build a life of your dreams or manifest the things that you want, healthy root chakra is really important. Because if you don't feel stable enough to step into the life that you desire, you will self-sabotage, you will hold yourself back, you will keep hemming and hawing, you will deal with analysis paralysis, you will come up with every reason possible to not pursue your hopes and dreams. So having a healthy root chakra is really essential for anything we're trying to build. And one of the easiest ways to heal that energy, to heal that chakra, is to pay attention to the thing that represents security energetically to us the most. It's our space, it's our home, it's our shelter. So start to take care of your home in a better way, and you will start to heal your feelings of security. It's like, let's take it out of hippie, let's go into psychology. Let's look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs. The most basic human need, it's, am I going to be okay to move up this ladder of my personal evolution if I don't have the most basic needs met? And the answer is no. You cannot evolve anywhere if you don't feel safe and secure where you're at. It's possible that you may not even know that you have feelings of insecurity where you don't feel stable, you don't feel grounded. Pour a little more energy into your personal space. Even if it's just a bedroom in someone else's house, even if it's just a bed inside of a bedroom that you share, how can you pour into that energetically? And how can you do it in a way that doesn't cost you a single dime, but just costs you some intention? Visiting South Dakota was always one of my someday things. Someday I'm going to go see the Dakotas, and someday I'm going to walk through Badlands National Park, and someday I'm going to see Mount Rushmore in person. And then a couple summers ago, I just made someday today, and it was awesome. The kids and I had the most amazing time. We went hiking. We saw Mount Rushmore, which is shockingly more majestic than you think it would be. We had amazing dinners. We stayed in this awesome log cabin in a national park. It was truly one of our favorite family vacations. And I loved it because it was this great blend of seeing a part of the U.S. I'd never seen before and being outside in nature. So maybe it's time you turn someday into today. See why there's so much South Dakota and so little time. Plan your escape at travelsouthdakota.com. Step into the freedom of summer with jewelry that reflects who you are and where you're going. From sunrise to sunset, Pandora Jewelry transports you to paradise. No passport required. From ocean charms to colorful tennis bracelets, shop new arrivals to add to your summer staples. Be unmissable this summer with vacation-ready designs. Everyone loves adding a little something fun to their wardrobe during the summer, and accessories are the easy go-to staple that will jazz up any outfit. Feel it, live it, embrace it. Be love. Shop in-store or online at pandora.net to discover new styles. Next luxury that I love, and honestly, the kids love this too, we are big tea drinkers. I would say we were like dabbling tea drinkers before I fell in love with an Englishman. And now we are full on, we are a tea family. We have Sunday tea with like scones or baked goods, we do the whole thing. But every single evening, we have tea. In the summer, in the winter, in Hawaii, doesn't matter. We have tea every single night. And my absolute favorite tea is a brand called Big Heart Tea. I've talked to you all about it for years. It's a woman-owned company. They're so rad, but they have a lavender mint blend that is delicious. And I always have it in the kitchen. We always have that available. The other thing that we love is just fresh mint tea. I love a fresh mint tea. Literally, you get a fresh mint, you wash it, you boil some water, you put that mint in your cup, you add boiling water, you let it steep. It is delicious. Here's something I've just discovered. Did you know that you can freeze mint? You can freeze fresh mint. Did you know this? I tested it before I shared this idea with you because I was grocery shopping like 2 months ago, and there was a sale on fresh mint. There was like a huge bulking thing of fresh mint, and it was on sale. And I was like, oh, I love fresh mint tea. I'm going to get this. But I was already stressed because I thought, this sucks. Like, this is going to go bad. There's no way we could possibly consume all of this mint before it goes bad. Oh, I wonder if I could freeze it. Turns out you can. When it freezes, it doesn't keep its vibrant green color. Like, it kind of turns like a dark greenish brown, but it tastes exactly the same. So if you love fresh mint, like I love fresh mint, you might want to give that a try. But again, this is just about being intentional with how you are showing up for yourself. Next little luxury, so easy to pull off. Treat your water consumption like you're at a spa. Right now in my Stanley tumbler, like I'm embarrassed a bit to say that I have a Stanley tumbler because it makes me seem like I'm copying a trend. And I told you guys in the last episode, I don't do trends. I got it as a gift. Okay, it was a Christmas gift. And I'm not even mad at it. I actually love this tumbler. I get it. I get why all the girls love this. I get it, ladies. I wouldn't have bought it myself, but it's here, and you better believe I'm using it to drink all the water. But in that tumbler right now is ice and lemon slices. Yesterday, it was ice and cucumber. I am all about treating my water consumption like I'm at a spa. Number one, just tastes good. Number two, it feels indulgent, feels like something exciting. Number three, I am being really strict about my nutrition right now because I finally hit this point where I was like, I just want to know what would happen if I just like not even having rice, okay? I've always been like whole foods girl, protein, leading the charge, but I would have rice or I would have potatoes as long as it was a whole food, very healthy way of eating. But especially with my hormones fluctuating over the last few years, my body's just doing some stuff. So I was like, I wonder what would happen if I truly had, this is my diet right now. You did not ask. This has nothing to do with luxuries, but my diet is literally proteins, like animal proteins, eggs, I guess that's an animal protein, vegetables, No, and I'm talking greens, baby, like salad, spinach, broccoli, greens, and beans. That's it. That is what I'm eating. It is brutal. And then on Saturdays, I have a cheat day. It's a whole thing. If you have questions, call in, do an Ask Rach question, ask me to elaborate. I don't know if anyone actually cares. As a side note, holy crap, my body looks amazing. As an other side note, it sucks. It's so boring. I love food so much. As a side note, cheat day, I know people don't like that word. I know people don't like cheat day. I know we're not supposed to make foods. Whatever. Do whatever you want. This is what I'm doing. You know what I ate last cheat day? Every piece of bread the world could find me. Bread. Oh, I'm saying it right now. My mouth is watering. You know why? Because I had eggs and beans for lunch. I'm being very strict on my nutrition right now because I just want to see if I do this for 1 month, what would the difference be? Because what I told myself is like, how do I really know what is possible for my body if I haven't ever actually done it? And if I haven't ever actually done it, then I don't know what is truly required. Like, what do I really have to give up? Because if we want something in life, we're going to have to give up something else. So I don't even really know what it is I'm giving up because I've never actually done it this hardcore. And I'm in it, and I'll keep you posted. And if you have questions, ask Rach, 737-400-4626. Here's the deal with the water, though. Whatever is on plan, like drinking 9 billion gallons of water a day, I want that to feel as good and be as indulgent as it can be. And if my indulgence is that I'm making sure I'm slicing up extra cucumbers, slicing up those lemons, keeping them in the fridge. If you're going to do something, if you're going to challenge yourself to drink all the water, make it as easy as possible. And if putting something in your water, adding some flavor to it makes it feel more special, you should totally be doing that. Next thing that I love, have sworn by for years, eye patches. Not like a pirate, like the kind that take the puff out. And I have tried a lot of brands, and I don't think there is a better patch than Skin Iceland. That is spelled SKYN Iceland. Skin Iceland eye patches. They make a bunch of different like face stuff. I swear by these eye patches. They are my favorite. They are what every makeup artist I know uses. So if you need an eye patch in your life, highly, highly recommend those. I actually keep in my drawer, so like where all of my skin stuff is, like when I'm washing my face and I have my 14-step process of skincare, I have a cute little wooden box that has my eye patches. It has my Dr. Dennis Gross peel in there, those little like pads that you put all over your face that it has a nice peel. Keep those where you can see them. If you have a beauty regimen thing like your jade roller or your gua sha, maybe you have a great like face mask that you got, an enzyme face mask when you got a facial 2 years ago. If you have those indulgent things, keep them in sight. Keep them where you will see them every day so that you actually use them. If you want to remember to use your teeth whitening strips or, your tongue scraper, like any of these things that we buy because we're like, oh, I'm going to really get into this and I'm going to take better care of myself. If you don't see it, you won't use it. It's not enough to get the indulgent thing. You actually have to set it up in a way that you won't forget it's there. So I love those eye patches, which reminds me, every Sunday I send out an email. Every Sunday I send out a newsletter. And since it's summer, I'm calling it summer, guys, because my kids are out of school. Since it's summer, the emails are all things I love. So I do these emails called 4 Things, if you've ever seen those, which is something you want, something you need, something to try, something to read. And in these emails, I'm sharing products that I love, books that I love, habits that I love. There are no affiliate links. These are not ads. These are just things that I really dig. So if that sounds like it's up your alley and you're already on the newsletter list, make sure you open them when they come on Sundays. And if you are not yet on the newsletter list, there are 300,000 people on it. And we have a 60% open rate every Sunday. If you're in marketing, you know that's really a big deal. But to me, that says that there's value in what I send out and people dig it. I try and be really thoughtful with the time that I have for you to read it. It's not long. It's not over the top. It's just something fun to send into your inbox. So if that sounds cool to you, you can check out show notes and you can sign up for the newsletter.
Surprise bill? Need fast funds? CashNet USA can help. When you need money fast, be the hero.
Apply in minutes at cashnetusa.com and get a fast decision. All loans subject to lender approval. Speed of funding is subject to verifications and your bank's processing times.
At Capella University, learning online doesn't mean learning alone. You'll get dedicated support from people who care about your success. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
Speaking of product, another little luxury is tinted lip balm. The kind of thing that's going to make you feel alive when you're wearing sweatpants, when you're going to pick up the kids from school, when nothing else is going right. Give me a well-moisturized face. Give me a brushed out brow. Give me a lip tint. Let's go. I'm ready. I love not wearing makeup. If I didn't have rosacea, I probably would never wear makeup. But I go out in life a lot without any makeup on and little lip tint. Burt's Bees makes a really good one. Kosas makes a really good one. Tower 28 makes a really good one. With any beauty product, I just always think aim at clean beauty. I know there's some really great makeup out there in the world that isn't clean, but if you can at all, aim at the clean stuff. And it doesn't have to be expensive. You can get clean beauty at Target. You can get it at CVS. Just make sure you're looking for those products. The Honest Company makes a great tinted lip balm, but it's a simple little thing. It's I'm not wearing lipstick. I'm not doing the whole thing. I'm just adding a little something. Next luxury, bath salts. Actually, not just bath salts. Bath salts plus essential oils. So I have this little setup in my bathroom next to the bathtub that is a glass container. I don't know if you know this about me, but I love taking things out of their original packaging and putting them into cute containers. You can collect these when you see them go on clearance. You can go to a Goodwill and find really cool ones. Maybe you already have some and you're just not using them, but set up a little bath ritual station in your bathroom. Ideally, it's on the counter again where you can see it, but that can have things like bath salts. Mine is in a big glass container, and then I have a metal scoop to zhuzh it around the bath. Essential oils. So I already have these because I was using them for the diffuser, and I was I wonder if I'm allowed to just sprinkle in a little lavender oil. Yes, you are. I also have a few different things that are for muscle aches. If I'm, if I've done a really long run and I really want to indulge muscle, whatever, I'll dribble that in. That sounds terrible. But anyway, I try and make it as pretty as possible. I've got some candles around it. So I have this whole setup. It reminds me that I want to take baths. It reminds me to do that. I'm not saying every Sunday I take a bubble bath. I don't. But seeing that there reminds me to do it, which is so good for your body, so good for your system, just lower those cortisol levels. I would like to encourage you to play a little Fleetwood Mac or whatever your version of Fleetwood Mac is while you have that bath. But setting something up so that you'll use it, again, is the best chance you have to take advantage of these luxuries that you really want to incorporate into your life. The next thing I love, have you tried Unreal dark chocolate coconut bars? Unreal is actually the word. They're so stupid. They're so good. They're the exact perfect bite size to have like a little baby treat. We all love, the entire family loves these. We actually can't buy them because we will all eat them like in a night. It's a problem. I found them on Thrive Market. I know they're an ad partner and I talk about them a lot, but they actually are really good for discovering new brands. So that was one of the ones I found through Thrive. And I was like, I don't even know how I feel about chocolate and coconut. Turns out I feel great about it. If you haven't tried those, they are not very expensive and they are delicious. My next luxury is a weekend bagel. Now, I told y'all that I have Saturday cheat day and that last weekend I ate all the bread. What I didn't tell you, because I don't want you to be jealous of me, but what I'm about to say, you should feel jealous. And that is, Kez now makes sourdough bagels for our family from scratch. It's insane. It's actually insane. He, as you may know, big sourdough bread guy. He makes all the bread for our house. We do not buy bread. He makes it all awesome, delicious. We were out at a really great coffee shop here in LA called Sight Glass. If you guys ever get the chance, it's delicious. And they have this really cool like pastry display. And in the pastry display are all of these beautiful bagels. I'm like, wow, I'm not really a bagel person, but those bagels look amazing. He's like, oh my, are those sourdough bagels? I'm like, I think they are. And he's like, I wonder if I could figure out how to make sourdough bagels. Fast forward 48 hours later, we have bagels and they are delicious. And not everyone has a husband who's going to make them bagels from scratch. But what is your version of the weekend bagel? I like that it's like a weekend thing. It's an indulgent thing. It's like, we're not going to have a bagel every day. That's not a good choice for anybody. But if one day a week, one meal a week, you are like, I freaking love a burrito. Not just choosing the thing, not just identifying what you like and eating it, but like, where is the best version of that in your town? Where is the best coffee in your town? Where is the best slice of chocolate cake in your town? This all is about intention. So it's not just like, oh, I'm going to go out and have this thing and eat it and it's done. It's like, no, let's do a little research. Let's add a little anticipation into the mix. Let's look forward to it. Let's make it a vibe. Let's make it a moment. Let's plan it out in our mind so that it's way more exciting than if we just give ourselves whatever we want whenever we want it. Last little luxury that I love and that I would love to encourage each and every one of you to consider giving yourself this week: a letter from your future self. A letter from your future self. See, I believe that there is a future version of us out there. There's a future version of you and there's a future version of me. And that future version of us is everything we could become. That future version is us living our best life, making the best choices we can, showing up every day, leading with heart, leading with hope, leading with faith. And at some point, 10 years down the road or 15 years down the road, we start to become that future version of us. A wiser version, a kinder version, a more grounded version, a more successful version. Now, I can't tell you who that future version is. Only you know what you hope and aspire to in this world. But I do believe that there is a vibrational level where that version of us already exists. And all we have to do to become, to manifest, to make ourselves into the best version of us is close the gap between where we are and where we want to go. So this is my question for you. If you could fast forward 15 years in the future, We're 20 years in the future. And your future self, this is the best version of you 20 years from now. And they could write you a letter that you open today. What would that version of you say? What would they write down? What would they want you to know? What would they tell you to steer clear of? What would they tell you to do more of? There's a lot of theories that time is not linear, that time is stacked one on top of another. So not to get too deep, but if that future version of you exists out there, then it's existing on some level at the same time as the person you are right now. So I believe on some level, we know exactly the advice that 60-year-old us or 80-year-old us or 40-year-old us, we know what the future us would say. So what if you wrote yourself a letter? Dear Becky, dear Paul, dear Cara, dear Rachel, I am the future version of you, and this is what I want you to know. Give yourself a set amount of time as a minimum. Don't do this for 5 minutes and then get up and go away. Commit to 30 minutes minimum writing this letter from future you. Get into a good state. Feel good energy, maybe do a gratitude meditation before you start, and then sit down with a blank piece of paper and don't think, don't question it, just write as fast as you can for as long as you can. And the reason I say to give yourself a minimum time is because inevitably you'll get to a point where you're like, that's all I have to say. But if you just sit there, keep asking, what else? What else do you want me to know? What else should I be on the lookout for? You are going to find things come through your pen that you could have never right now in your conscious state have thought of. A letter from your future self might be the best free gift you ever get. I hope that today's episode was helpful. I hope it was fun and that you got some good ideas before you head into the weekend. And I hope that you're going to try at least one thing that you heard today. If you dug this episode, if you like the podcast, we would so appreciate if you'd consider sharing it with someone that you know. We will be back soon with more conversation. But until then, as always, I love you and I'm rooting for you. The Rachel Hollis podcast is produced by me, Rachel Hollis. It's edited by Andrew Weller and Jack Noble.
At Designer Shoe Warehouse, we believe that shoes are an important part of, well, everything.
From first steps to first dates, from all-nighters to all-time personal bests.
From building pillow forts to building a life.
For all the big and small moments that make up your whole world, DSW is there. And we've got just the shoes. Find a shoe for every you from brands you love at brag-worthy prices at your DSW store or DSW.com.